Welcome to Master Speak English. Subscribe now and take the first step toward mastering English.
Hello everyone. Today I want to share something that has truly transformed my life. Learning to speak English. For me, English has been more than just a language. It's been a key to new opportunities, friendships, and dreams I never thought possible. When I first started, I was filled with doubt. My vocabulary was limited, my grammar was shaky, and my accent felt out of place. But I told myself if others can do it, so can I. And step by step, I began to improve. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. I know many of you might feel the same way I did. Maybe you're afraid to speak because you think your English isn't good enough. Maybe you worry about making mistakes or being judged. But here's the truth. Mistakes are not failures, they're lessons. Every time you stumble, you're learning. Every time you try, you're growing. Think of speaking English like riding a bike. First, you might wobble and fall. But with practice, you find your balance. And before you know it, you're riding smoothly, feeling the wind on your face. The same is true with English. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. One of the best ways to improve your English is by listening. Listen to English songs, podcasts, or even audiobooks. Pay attention to how people speak, the rhythm, the tone, the expressions. Over time, your brain will start to pick up patterns, and you'll find yourself understanding more and more. Another tip: speak as much as you can, even if it's just to yourself. I used to practice by pretending I was giving a presentation or having a conversation with a friend. It felt silly at first, but it helped me get comfortable with the language. And don't worry about using fancy words. Simple words can be powerful. Focus on getting your message across. People will understand you, and that's what matters most. I remember one of my first attempts at speaking English in public. I was at a cafe and I wanted to order a sandwich. My hands were shaking, and my voice was barely above a whisper. But I did it. And you know what? The person behind the counter smiled and understood me. That small victory gave me the courage to keep going. If you're nervous, that's okay. It's normal. But don't let fear hold you back. Take a deep breath, smile, and start speaking. The more you do it, the easier it will feel. Another thing that helped me was reading out loud. It's like exercise for your mouth and brain. You get used to forming the words and it builds your confidence. Start with something simple like a children's book or a short article and work your way up. And don't be afraid to ask for help. If you don't know how to say something, just ask. Most people are happy to help. I've found that people appreciate the effort, even if it's not perfect. Here's something I've learned along the way. Believe in yourself. If you tell yourself, I can't do this, you'll struggle. But if you say, I'm learning and I'm getting better every day, you'll see progress. Learning English is like climbing a mountain. You don't reach the top in one giant leap. You take one step at a time. Some steps are easy and some are hard. But with each step, you get closer to the summit. So I encourage you to start today. Speak English whenever you can. Don't worry about being perfect. Just focus on communicating. Every word you say is a step forward. Think of learning English as planting a seed. At first, it's just a tiny thing in the ground. But with care and patience, it grows. One day, you'll look up and see a strong, tall tree. A symbol of all your hard work and determination. There will be days when you feel stuck. Days when you think, I'm not improving. But remember, progress isn't always visible. Even when it feels slow, you're still moving forward. One thing that kept me going was setting small goals. For example, one day I'd focus on learning 5 new words. The next day, I'd practice using them in sentences. Small goals add up over time. One thing that kept me going was setting small goals. For example, one day I'd focus on learning 5 new words. The next day, I'd practice using them in sentences. Small goals add up over time. I also found that writing in English helped me a lot. I started a journal where I wrote about my day in simple sentences. It wasn't perfect, but it helped me practice thinking in English. Another tip: think in English as much as you can. At first, you might translate from your native language, but try to move past that. Think in English when you're cooking, walking, or even daydreaming. It's like training your brain to switch gears. If you can, find a language partner or join a group where you can practice speaking. I met a friend online who was also learning English, and we started chatting every week. It was awkward at first, but it became fun. We laughed at our mistakes and learned together. And if you're nervous about speaking to native speakers, don't be. Most people are kind and understanding. They don't expect you to be perfect. They're just happy you're trying. There will be tough days. Days when you feel like giving up. But remember this: you are stronger than you think. You've already taken the first step by deciding to learn. That's huge. English is more than just a language. It's a bridge that connects people. It's a tool that opens doors. When you speak English, you can travel, meet new people, and explore new cultures. It's a gift that keeps on giving. So, when you feel like giving up, remember why you started. Think about the opportunities that await you. Picture yourself speaking confidently, making new friends, and achieving your dreams. Let that vision inspire you. And always be kind to yourself. Learning a language is hard work, and you're doing an amazing job. Every mistake is a step forward. Every effort is a victory. There will be moments when you surprise yourself. Moments when you realize how far you've come. Those moments are priceless. They remind you that all your hard work is paying off. As I stand here today speaking to you in English, I want you to know this: if I can do it, so can you. It's not about being perfect. It's about being brave. It's about taking one step at a time and never giving up. So start today. Speak English as much as you can. Celebrate your progress. And remember, every word you learn, every sentence you speak, is bringing you closer to your dreams.